welcome back to the channel. Today is October the 12th, and this is pre-session. I want to talk about the volume profile indicator that I actually use because I get a lot of, I guess, messages or DMs about the volume profile. People asking about what indicator do I actually use. I do use the one from discotrading.com, okay, and I'll show you that website and talk to you about the actual indicator. Now, I started using this indicator probably 8 years ago or so, and I've been using it since day one. And this is before when they were offering you to be able to actually buy it. It doesn't have anything to do with the actual company itself. Right now, there are sanctions that are in place right now, of course, because of the war situation that's going on overseas. Whatever the case is, I don't want to talk about that too much. I'm not affiliated with this company in any kind of way. It's just that, as we as traders, when we're going about our journey and learning to trade, whatever the case is, we search or seek out what we can incorporate into our own trading that may help us or give us the edge. Now, volume profile or volume in general has always been an important part to my actual trading, and to me, it's one of the best indicators out there that you could trade with that kind of gives you the edge in a sense. I know, there are other indicators, say for instance, like the chemical delta, which kind of shows you the aggressive buying in the market, real time, whatever the case is. But volume profile, volume in general in itself is a crucial part to my actual trading. If you don't follow volume and understand how to read volume in a sense, then I'm not saying that you're not trading correctly. It's just the fact is that I think that it will help you out in a sense because it goes into play with the actual strategy of how I actually trade using supply or surrounding supply and demand. Because when I'm waiting for, say for instance, a pullback to a zone or level and waiting for rejection, I'm looking to see how much volume was accumulated or built in that area. And there's reasons for that, which I'll talk about. But I want to share with you the company that I actually purchased the volume profile indicator from, which is called, the company is called discotrading.com, or their website is called discotrading.com. And I mentioned, as of right now, they are down for purchases, meaning that you cannot process an order, or they can't process an order because of things going on with the war. And I'm pretty sure they're an overseas company. But I'll show you the site right now, which is right here. Okay, I'll move this down. Discotrading.com. I'll put this right here for right now. If you click on NinjaTrader 8 add-ons, okay, you will see, again, it's discotrading.com. You will see the indicator is actually titled or called the range volume profile for NT8, NinjaTrader 8, okay? Contact them. I reached out to them several months back and kind of questioned about, because I didn't know that they were pretty much an overseas company, but I think they're probably maybe based out of somewhere in that Russia area somewhere, probably so. I'm not sure specifically, where they're actually located, but with things that are going on with the sanctions, whatever the case is, between the United States and those and Russia, whatever the case is, when it comes to business policies or business at hand, things have been shut down right now. So unfortunately, they are not able to process any orders at this time, and they're a great company. I mean, they make and I guess sell great indicators that actually work. I mean, they're nice, sweet packages. When I say sweet packages, I'm not talking about like sweet, like candy. I'm talking about packages that are inclusive as far as the total suite itself, meaning, you just aren't getting the histogram. You're getting a lot of tools combined or coupled together in just one indicator. So if you click on the range volume profile for NT8, you can basically see right here where it says sales are off. That means that they can't process orders right now because of things that are going on. But still, they are still trying to and still following through with all their existing customers, whatever the case is, whether it's a program-related issue or maybe a glitch or whatever the case is. I never had a problem with it at all. They are a great, solid company which offers great indicators or tools to use with NT8. I highly, highly recommend them. I'm not affiliated with this company at all. I just started using them years back when I was searching for a great, volume profile indicator or two to add to my chart. Because like I said, volume is important to me. But if you scroll down, you can look to see pretty much they walk you through how to set or install the indicator to your charts, or how to download it, install it to the NTA, and then install it. Upload it to your charts, whatever the case is. But you can see there are tons of general abilities or features that are packed into the suite itself. It marks off value area levels like current POCs, value area highs, value area lows, DPOCs, DVHs, DVALs, which is developing value area highs and lows. You get naked, VPOCs, naked value area highs, naked value area lows, just packed with so many things that you can add to your chart, and you can actually trade as levels as well. Because when I speak upon levels, a lot of people don't understand there are so many levels that you can actually trade from. And we as traders, we will miss a lot of levels because it's natural. You're not going to take and trade every single level. You're going to miss some. You're not going to see some. Your eyes can't be on every little thing. So my eyes, I train myself to look for high probability setups, or areas, I should say areas, with its aggressive buying and selling, because I like to trade around supply and demand. There are a lot of people who trade just these levels, like naked VPOCs or naked value area highs or value area lows, because again, these are untested areas. Once price has moved away from them, price likes to move back to them in a sense, and you can. I know people who actually trade naked levels, untested levels that price creates. It could be naked. It could be in yesterday's session or the day or several days before, a naked value area high, a naked value area low, a naked VPOC, or whatever the case is, meaning price has not come back and tested that area yet. And there's a huge probability or chance that price may, when it gets to that area, reject that area. All right. But me, I'm a supply and demand style trader, and that's what I tend to trade. But yes, I know people who actually trade naked levels and using, say for instance, like this indicator here, or any other indicator that they have maybe able to find or add to their chart or purchase, whatever the case is, that prints or allows them to display naked areas on their charts, whatever on their charts. They trade it, of course, it's going to show you the high volume nodes and low volume nodes, and there's ways to kind of set up those high volume and low volume nodes areas where it would actually show you, I guess, the highest area of volume in a sense. Show you the peaks and valleys is what I'm really trying to say. Also, the delta, you can add the delta to your charts as well in a histogram, I guess, display, whatever the case is. So just kind of scroll through that, and you'll be able to see all the features, walk you through the step-by-step process of how to install them in the trader and upload it to your charts. And you can adjust your color settings or settings however you want to, set them. But there's one tool that I actually like to use, which is like these little, or what I like to call the micro range profiles. And I'll show you. I showed you guys that yesterday on a image that I displayed or loaded up to Discord. And I'll show you here in a minute what I'm talking about. I like it because I could draw little micro profiles or volume profiles anywhere in my chart. So if I'm looking at a specific area where there may be demand at, and I'm waiting, or supply, and I'm waiting for price to pull back to the area, I'll zone off that area with a little micro profile to see where the highest peak is, or see where what am I trying to say? The POC is. Where the POC is. And, like I say, price likes to pull back to these high volume areas because it's like magnets, especially to the POC. So if I see that price, say for instance, is at the area demand, and I zone that area off, and we'll take a look here on the chart and I'll show you that. I'll zone that area off, that area demand, and wait for price to come back to it. And I see a high volume area in that zone, and say for instance, especially if there's a POC right there, it gives me more, it gives me extra confirmation that there's a higher probability that price is going to do something or may reject that area. So I'm just waiting. It's a waiting game. I'm waiting patiently for price to see if price is going to come back to it and see what's going to happen there, especially if it's untested. Okay, so this is the indicator that I use from discotrading.com. Again, it's called the range volume profile, and it's packed with so many different features. Now I know NTA or NinjaTrader offers a volume profile tool, which is, I believe, is part of the order flow suite. At the time, many years ago, they didn't offer this, and they didn't So you had to go out and find a third-party indicator that you could add if you wanted to add volume profile to your charts, whatever the case is. But I think over the last few years, they put together a nice suite, which I don't use because I'm using this and I stick with this. I like to stick with what works for me and what I love, and their indicator is a great tool. They have been on the, I guess, the cusp, on the edge. You know, they've already been on the leading edge of making these awesome indicators, this company here. So if you're interested, they are offering a temporary license. I'm not sure how long the temporary license may last or goes for, being that they are currently, you know, suffering due to the sanctions, and aren't able to process orders at this time. But they did mention to me when I reached out to them via email that they would offer temporary license to anyone that would be interested in trying out the indicator, and they may be able to give you an extended period of time. I don't know for sure, but reach out to them and just ask them, you know, hey, I see that your sales are off right now, or you're not able to process orders. I'm interested in the temporary license. How long is the license for? And they may, if it expires, may renew it. So I'm not sure. But they offer some great indicators, and I believe I paid, when I purchased it, was like $159 for a lifetime license. That is like, you know, pennies in a bucket in a sense. So for this great indicator that pretty much displays volume for you. Volume's important. It's a crucial part of my trading, okay? So if you're interested, go to discotrading.com and seek out the range volume profile NTA indicator. Now what I want to show you is a couple of things, but before I move forward, I want to let you guys know that if you are a newcomer or a someone who's looking to you know, basically you're on your journey to become a trader, and you're seeking out information to, I don't know, maybe learn a strategy or get an edge in the markets, whatever the case is. I primarily on my channel, I post a lot of live recorded sessions, meaning my live recorded trading sessions where you can actually watch me trade. And I trade the ES primarily, the ES futures. Now, you can trade any particular future market. So the strategy of how I actually trade, I try to break it down in my videos as simple as possible. And it's a very simple strategy just centered around supply and demand, okay? And all it is you're basically using paired charts in a sense and waiting for structure breaks, okay? Get a structure break, get a pullback to an area of demand and supply, wait for the rejection, take a trade, in a sense, okay? So if you're interested in maybe learning, watch the videos. There are a lot of people who have so many questions time and time again on, and the thing about it is, if you take the time to go through the videos, yes, there are tons of videos on the channel, but I constantly are making videos to help individuals out. And I think that people take the time to kind of go through the videos, they're probably going to find their answer. So just don't watch one video and then start posting a lot of, you know, questions on cases. Take the time, because that's what I did. You know, I didn't want to inundate people when I was watching their videos years ago with a bunch of questions. I wanted to take my time to see if I could find the answers myself to seek out. And I'm telling you, I can almost assure you, whatever question you have, if you go back into the videos, you're probably going to find that. You're more likely going to find the answers. If you don't find the answer, this is the purpose of what I'm going leading up to the next thing, and that's about our Discord community. We have a great Discord community filled with fellow like-minded traders who are future traders that, you know, when we come together each and every day during Monday through Friday, you know, when the sessions are actually open, we are conversing about the markets. Most of us trade the ES futures or trade the MES, but you just don't have to specifically trade either one of those markets. Now we do throughout the session are kind of geared more so and looking at the, I guess, the S&P 500, the E-minis and the micros, because a lot of people trade that particular index, and to me it's one of the best indexes to actually trade. So, but yes, it doesn't matter if you don't trade the ES. You know, you can trade the Nasdaq, the Dow, whatever the case may be, because the strategy that I use works for any particular market, okay? All right? And we have a lot of solid traders that have been watching the videos since day one. Some of them been watching the videos for the last couple of months, whatever the case is, and have already shown significant success and complete turnarounds in their actual trading. And I appreciate you individuals who have been commenting, leaving great positive feedback on the channel, as well as on the Discord, you know, letting me know how things have really, you know, the light is starting to shine, or you're already there and you're profitable now, or thanking me for, you know, making these videos and talking about the strategy. I'm giving my thanks to you guys just as well, because I thank you for taking your time to watch the videos, because look, I didn't have to do this making these videos. It was all kind of just, it sporadically just happened for me, because I mentioned this, that my videos were just so for myself at the beginning. It was a way for me to post videos to a cloud in a sense, or have a recorded environment to where I could go back and reflect on my trades. But then, like I said, I started seeing that and understanding that if I can do this, then somebody else could too. You know, that's always been my kind of philosophy in a sense, and seeing other people throughout life being able to accomplish things. And I tell myself, well, if they can do it, I can do it too. So that's why I started sharing my videos, because I wanted to be able to help people. I've always wanted to help people in the sense of trying to find, in some sense of finding a way. And I always told myself, when I'm able to get into a position to where I'm able to help people, I will help. I can't take this stuff with me. I say this all the time, and none of us can. You know, we are here for a season or 2 or 3 or 4, whatever the case is. Life isn't forever. So the path and journey that we make for ourselves and things that we acquire, meaning knowledge of information, share it with other people, because knowledge is power. Okay, I'll leave you guys with that in a sense. So, but yes, I want to thank you guys. Anyone who's interested in joining the Discord community, all you have to do is find the link down in the description portion of this video below. Right now, I'm going to stop. Please take the time, if you are a first-time viewer, to subscribe to the channel by simply clicking on the red button below, the subscribe button. Click on the bell. Make sure to have your post notifications on so that you never miss one of the uploads here on the channel. To all those that are currently subscribed to the channel, thank you so much for doing so. I appreciate it. And, you know, I'm always, you know, kind of conversing and answering you guys' comments. I have no problem doing that. Even though I have a busy schedule sometimes, I try my best to get back to everyone that has a question about something, okay? So that's pretty much it as far as, like, you know, when it comes to the actual volume profile indicator itself. Now, it has tremendously helped in trade, turn my career around in a sense, because, now, I say this often, and I tell you guys this. The best way to trade is what? To trade from a purely naked chart. Me, like probably, or I like most of you guys probably, when you first started trading, you started probably looking at every indicator under the sun that you could add to your chart. SMAs, EMAs, you know, whatever it is, MACDs, Bollinger Bands, whatever it is to kind of give you an edge in the market, right? But guess what? Did you know that the correct and right way to trade, if you look at how most professional and experienced people actually trade, is through the means of a naked chart? Because the market is nothing more but an area of structure and price and falling price action. That's all it is. You know, people who are professional traders, people who are really making big bucks in this business, can trade from a purely naked chart. I'm telling you, I know firsthand tons of people who actually trade and make big money in the markets, and all they do is follow price action and look at what the market has done and what it's trying to do. Okay, that's the best way to trade. Now, the volume profile I use is an indicator, but I use it just as a means, as I say, as confluence, confirmation, as a tertiary indicator in a sense, something that, you know, I've added to my chart to kind of give me just a little bit of edge, because volume is important. So if I could take and understand market structure and then be able to read price action and look to see areas where you know, historical areas or areas of the market where prices has built volume or is currently building volume, whatever the case is, areas of volume are areas where where transactions have taken place or in the process of taking place. So let's say prices at an area where it is building volume. What do you think is going on there? Orders are being placed into the market. Market moves away from that area with a nice area of volume. It comes back to it, especially if it's an area of demand, you know, whatever the case is, and it's an area of volume there. Guess what? Orders are being filled there, and more than likely, you know, the institutions, the banks are not finished filling orders there because they probably couldn't fill them all. You know, being that the fact is the price is building volume there, and boom, price takes off. It's got to come back to that area, and you can bet your bottom dollar that most times, if you wait for price to come back to an area where there's aggressive buying or selling, and there's a nice volume area there, guess what? More transactions are going to take place in that area. So that's how I kind of use volume, but I never take the trade right at the actual area, dead smack in the volume area, or at that high volume node. I'll wait for price to either move to the outer edge at the top or the bottom. So I sell the highs and I buy the lows, okay? So I'll show you a couple examples here. I'll show you that what I call the micro range profile. that is part of the suite or package with discotrading.com, part of that range volume profile indicator suite. I'll show you how I actually use it and incorporate it into my actual trading. And it has been a game changer, a career changer for me, because I always knew from the beginning that volume was important. It was just a means of, you know, finding the right indicator that I can incorporate into my trading that will kind of help me out as well. All right, so let's take a look at that now right quick, and then we'll wrap this video up here. All right, so let's look at an example. This is from yesterday now. Now let's say, okay, we see price doing what? Making lower lows, lower highs, right? On this move to the downside. And then it turns around and starts pushing back up. But take a look here. Price made a high right here, right? Then what does it do when it makes a move to the downside? It's taking out structure as it's pushing lower, right? Okay? So if price starts taking out structure, and I always say this, as price is taking structure out, moving down below, or moving lower, it's taking out support. What is it doing? It's leaving behind some area of supply, right? So it would just wait patiently for price to come back to certain areas. Now the zone here, this is a supply area sitting right here, okay? So when price came back to that area around 11 o'clock yesterday, okay? All right? If you look to the right-hand side of your chart, look at the volume profile there. What do we see? We see that there's a nice volume area sitting right here, or a high volume node, correct? All right? Which tells me that previous to, there must have been some volume or some selling that took place here that was being, you know, where volume was being accumulated or whatever the case is. Price moves away from the area. When price comes back to that area, okay? And I'm not saying that you're going to get a great run every single time, but you take the rejections and and me, I'm a scalper, so I take what I can get, wait for the next set, I'll get what I can get out of that trade, and then wait for the next setup or my next opportunity. All right? So, price taps into that area of supply. Look at the volume profile, okay? And I want to see price at the upper edge of the volume profile, not dead smack here at the high volume area. Price moves to the upper edge of it. You can see here, it rejects that area. What is rejection to me? If I'm trading straight off, like say for instance, 12 range chart, then all I'm looking for is a candle break. A candle break to the downside here, meaning this red candle, in a sense closes below the body of this green candle here. Now, the thing about this red candle right here, I would say this. It's what's more so what's called an engulfing candle. Okay. Now it broke to the upside of the body of the body of the green candle and closed to the downside of the body of the green candle too, right? And when it did that, to me, this type of engulfing candle where there's no wicks is more so kind of a you know, to me, I'm still on the fence because I'm not 100% sure if the market is going to want to turn back around and push higher, because it did break above that candle, that green candle before, and then coming down and breaking below it. But in this case here, the moment that this candle closed below the body of the green candle here, and then I noticed the formation of this green candle here to the downside. The formation of this red candle here to the downside, not green candle, guys. Sorry, guys. Then, to me, I went ahead. I'm very aggressive in my entries, and I went short. Okay, I took my entry short. Okay. Again, this red candle is what's called an engulfing candle. It engulfed to the upside of that green candle, close to the upside of this downside of this green candle. Someone asked about a trade I took I think I posted a few days ago about these type of setups in a sense. When you see, you know, right here, you see this red candle here. Yes, it's a little tricky there because price could have actually turned back around and pushed a little higher before breaking on to the downside. In this case here, we had a engulfing candle that closed to the downside, and then eventually another candle that followed behind it, red to the downside. So you can take a shot there. When you get two red candles closing to the downside, then you can take a trade short. Okay, because of this type of candle right here. But I'm not I don't trade. I'm not saying I don't like, but I don't trade candle patterns, whatever the case is. But I am mindful of different types of candles as well. Okay. But anyways, getting back to what I was trying to talk about at hand here. So again, red area supply is above the high volume area here. I see the rejection there. I take my shot to go short. Now, what I wanted to do was to show you. I think this area right here. So let's what am I looking at here? Okay. Give me 1 second here. Come on. My chart kind of froze up on me a little bit here. Give me 1 second, guys. Well, there it goes. Okay. All right. So what I did was I drew what's called a micro range profile using the volume profile indicator suite that I use from discotrading.com. All right. And I drew it in this area right here because I'm interested in the smaller area of supply sitting right here. All right. So as I say, sell the highs, buy the lows. Well, price pulls back to that area of demand. Excuse me, supply right here. I like to take my trade above or out of the outer edges once, you know, of a high volume area here. So we got the volume area sitting right here, right? So price taps into this area of supply right here. It's at the upper edge of this high volume area. That's confirmation for me as well. We'll get the rejection here with price, and then I take my entry short. It's simple as that, okay? So I love to use this, what's called I call it a micro range profile within the range volume profile suite. Now here's another opportunity too I want to show you. This is a demand setup, okay? Now, I already showed you that supply there, but price pulls back right here. There is an opportunity right here because if you pay attention, price made a low here, pull back, made a lower low, then it broke structure to the upside, and then it turns around, pulls back. I'll mark this little small area of demand right here. Now, if I take this range volume profile, add it right here, okay? Right here in this area here, okay? All right. So as price, I'm trying to wait for this chart to kind of stop sticking on me. There it goes. So now, blow this up where you can see it a little bit. Let's see. Here we go. All right. So this is the demand zone here at the bottom. All right. Price pulls back to it. There's a little high volume area resting right here in this area here. If I was to take this and probably just bring it back to this, let's see here. I'll leave it there. But anyways, there's a little high volume area down there at the bottom there with that demand zone is sitting there, right? Right here, okay? Price comes back to it. It taps into this area right here. Now, all we're doing at this point here is looking for a candle break to the upside, meaning this bullish candle right here to the upside, closing pretty much above this red candle here, and you can take your shot going long back up to the high right up here. And you can see there's a high volume node here. And I always say price likes to move from a high volume area, you know, through a low volume area up to a high volume area. In this case here, it moved from a high volume area, low volume, high volume, and kept going back to the top here. There's liquidity resting at the tops up here, okay? So this was a pullback, okay? There's liquidity sitting up here. Was a pullback, demand. I draw a little micro range profile. I see this area of volume sitting right here. Now, the only thing is that price in this case here, if you really notice it, you probably would be saying, oh, well, why didn't you wait for price to come back down to the bottom portion of this volume area right here? Well, price taps into the demand zone right here, the top end of this candle right here, okay? And it's right below this high volume area, right below this high volume area here in a sense, where this low volume at. So, you know, in this case here, we're already in demand. I see a high volume area here on the outer edge, and to me, if I'm looking at the lower edge of a high volume area, and price is tapping into that zone there, I'm just looking to go, you know, long once I get that candle break there because we're at the lower portion. So I say buy the lows, okay, which we're buying the low down here, below a high volume area. It didn't come down to the below this high volume area. It could have came a little lower, but price is going to reject. It can reject at any point or anywhere. It's already tapped into the demand zone there. So once it tapped into it, it's below a high volume area here. I'm looking to go long if it shows me rejection or we get a candle break to the upside. This is off the 12 range chart. And once I get that, I take it back up to the highs here. So that's how I like to use volume profile, because when price starts building volume in some particular area, whatever the case is, and then it shoots up, okay? To me, especially it creates an area of, you know, when it shoots up, meaning it broke structure to the upside, all right, breaking out and breaking above structure to the upside. To me, that's the banks, the institutions. They're filling orders real quick. Green candle, green candle, green candle to the upside. Strong movement to the upside. Pull back to this area, you know, to this area here where there is volume at, say for instance, in a sense. Price rejects that area there. This is the area of demand. What do you think is going to happen? They are looking to fill more orders, more purchase orders, more buy orders right here to go long. And that's what happened when price got back to this area right here. So you can just simply take that micro range profile and mark up those little zones. I'm not sure if the NT8 suite or the volume profile tool with NinjaTrader now offers these, you know, little range profile, this little range profile features where you can mark up zones or mark up little range profiles anywhere on the chart, in reference to any zones you may be interested. They probably do. I'm not sure, but Again, I've been using the range volume profile for years, and I'm going to continue doing so because I love it. All right, and that's pretty much all I have for you guys today in this session here. Yes, the volume profile has been a huge success in my trading career, and it works for me each and every day. And that's why I have it loaded to my charts, and I would never take it off my charts because I love using it. Because as again I say, volume is everything to me in my trading. You know, of course, market structure, of course, reading price action, but I confirm it using volume profile as well, or volume as well. Okay, but that's all I have for you guys in this video. Hopefully you guys found some value out of the content here in this video. Please, if you do not mind, please hit that like button for me and leave a comment on the video. I appreciate it as well. And I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm about to jump over now and get into the Discord and start conversing with the members there and get my trade activity going on for today and look to see if I can, make some profit, take a few trades, and then go about my day. Appreciate it, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.